you know, I don't want to make too much of a first impression and make too much of what I saw. That I enjoyed what I saw, and it was a fun day out there. Because of the way the team was mixed up and matched up, you'd say, well, did the offense have a great day or the defense? As you know, it was ones against ones. One offense gets one defense, two offense gets two defense, but we have so few linemen, the number one lineman went both ways, which gave them advantage. And the quarterbacks were trying to rotate all around because they're even, so you end up having the one quarterbacks at times with the one offensive line going against the two defense. And there was the mismatch. Overall, I'm thinking, you know what, if I've got to be a head coach, I'd be kind of pleased. My number one defense didn't give up about 14 points. And that's the most important thing we can do as a football team is play better defense. We were, I think, bottom 3 in the nation in defense last year, and that's a start. But I did see my offensive players, whether they were playing for the ones or twos, make some plays too that gave us something to grow on. So, you know, if you're defense, so overall I enjoyed it. Didn't see enough scary things that I was disappointed, but it's obviously a pretty ragged but enjoyable spring game for them. We didn't get anybody hurt, I don't believe. We got anybody seriously hurt. That was important for us. And now we'll go back and evaluate and see where try to make any final decisions we have on the talent that we got out of the personnel that we've got, and then move forward from there.
Now that we see how you want to play, do you feel confident that you can take that into the season, or are you going to have to really sit back and adjust some going into preseason and regular season?
Well, you know,
based on the talent,
you know, all I can say is, in a lot of ways, we're imitating the offense that we want to run, and we're imitating the defense that we want to run. We've both sides of both staffs or both sides of the ball. We've been part of teams that have run the same things we're running now with some very, very good teams. So in a lot of ways, we're not there. I would say some of it's talent, and some of it's the fact that we only had 15 days to look at everything, and now we'll repeat and do it again and repeat and do it again. But I don't think I can tell you right now that we feel like we're a competitive MAC school yet. I know what we've got to do, but we'll evaluate it and look at it and see.
Playing the quarterbacks, Coach, we can break that down to 3 quarterbacks. Your thoughts on that?
Gosh, you know, every one of them did something good today. Everybody, I think, when I would talk to George, I know locally, I'd say I really don't know which one right now is the guy. Each guy has certain things they do well. You know, 8 has a firiness about himself and an ad-lib nature that he makes plays, and he did that today. 13 showed you he understands the offense. He gets rid of the ball so quick you don't see the sacks, and there were a couple interceptions, and I think 16 at times showed you his arm and his potential. Although I think he had a little slow start today, but I think all 3 of those showed us the things that they've been showing us all spring. If one of them would have come out there and clearly outdone the other ones in a big way, it would have been easier on me. But I think, you know what, it's the reality is we'll pick a quarterback. We just won't pick one now. You know.
You said you were looking for leadership. Did you see that anyone out there this afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, because I'm so busy calling plays. I don't know which is a defensive player, but I felt like the defense showed a lot of maturity out there against the ones against the ones. They gave up a kickoff return against, you know, we just put the teams together. They give up 14 points, and I saw great togetherness there in communication. I thought they were communicating well and not giving up the big play. Offensively, I mean, Dalton Williams really. I think Dalton, number 13, you could tell he has a good control of the offensive scheme, and showed us good leadership there. And then I thought. Clayton Moore came on as he got warmed up in there. We had a big turnover. He had a big backed up play the very first series that messed it up with that sack on the 1-yard line and a safety, and all of a sudden he's lost half his first quarter with an attempt to do anything. Hopefully I would never call it a deep handoff zone on the 1-yard line. I'd have put 2 tight ends in a game and tried to punch it out, and I'll have to take credit for that safety, just not wanting to change formations here in the spring game. But I saw some leadership there. You know, as we talk more with the coaches, they evaluate and they talk about how the offensive line communicated and those things there. We'll know a little bit more.
Coach, early on, were you happier with the return game or more upset with the cover game?
Well, again, we work. Anytime we had the fun thing about, I was trying to put the kick game in to give the fans more of a look of a real game. The kickoff return team, coverage team, we worked on that. The guys that were playing kickoff return the very first play were just whoever we could throw in there that could put a jersey on, so they had never repped it. So that was a kind of an unfair situation. We just wanted to go out there and get a good return and make it feel like a kickoff, and actually it ended up being a touchdown because we put a bunch of guys there and never just so that there's not really anything that I can get out of kicking game except the field goals and PAs look very unorganized, just did not look smooth at all. Field goals were low, line drive, the handling of the ball, the whole operation there. I don't believe we've got that handle on that yet. We have a first team right-footed punter and a second team left-footed punter, and Dylan Potts is going right, left, and we've got him a little confused. We've got him where there's not any consistency there. We've got to immediately start to work on that, because that's more of just getting if we're going to have, you know, finding who the comfortable holder is for a right-footed, because you're not going to kick a different kicker every snap. The one guy that wins it's going to kick the whole game, and the guy's going to handle a left-footed, because you've got a right-footed kicker. You catch it, you put the right hand down, the other side you do it in the other hand down, and it's a different operation. So as I looked at that, I said, that's a gee, when in Christmas we can't even get a nice quick kick over the top real quick, but I think that's the problem. So again, kicking, I don't think the kicking today was put in for as far as to see where we are, but it was put in to give the fans a sense of a game situation as opposed to just doing what we did in the second half.
Based on the day, how much opportunity do you see for your incoming recruiting class?
I still see a lot of opportunity. Again, playmakers. I mean, we guys that can take the ball out of the backfield and go 80 yards or 60 yards are always at a premium. Receivers that can outrun people and catch the deep ball are essential to having a great passing attack. You've got to be able to throw the vertical pass down the edges to spread the safeties off the hashes. And so I think there's still, and edge players, you know, there's a premium for guys that have talent. You know, a lot of the line positions and things like that, I don't know that you can come as a freshman and not have the constant weight program and all of the teaching that we've had and jump ahead. But I just think a skill player, an edge player, somewhere like that could really help us.
Coach, on Sewell and Potts, comment on them, 14 and 15 receivers.
What's that?
The receivers, 14 and 15. Could you comment on those?
Yeah, I mean, Sewell's had kind of an average spring. I mean, he was one of our guys that we had thought we were going to count. I mean, kind of an average spring, but I really thought he came on and, you know, maybe he's a gamer because he really came on and played with, you know, Conyers and AJ have had pretty daggum good springs. Potts has been pretty consistently hard, you know, always doing a good solid job there. But I thought 15 of all the receivers took the opportunity to take today and make strides, get himself into that first team rotation, where it was just one of a number. Again, out there, it's hard to tell our first four from some of our second four receivers. We've got some very similar athletes out there playing first and second, and it was a great opportunity for a guy like, I think 14 had done that all spring. 15, I thought, stepped up and gave us a little bit more than he had had most of the spring.